What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're back to my normal routine, the What's Next videos. We do those on Mondays and Tuesdays at the latest. Today we are discussing the What's Next on reigning WBO light heavyweight champion at 175 pounds, Joe Smith Jr. Joe Smith kicked off 2022 when he took on Stephen Gegar, who was a replacement opponent after his original opponent Callum Johnson had to pull out of the fight. A lot of people were looking forward to that, but it didn't come to fruition. And excuse me, Gegar had to step in to take on Joe Smith. And Joe Smith pretty much just broke him down, beat him up, and stopped him in the 9th round. Gegar, showed a lot of heart, but he couldn't keep up with Joe Smith and Joe Smith's punching power and stuff. So, good way to shake off the rust. Joe Smith hadn't fought in, I believe it was 9 months coming into the fight. So, it was a good way to shake off some rust for Joe Smith as he pushes forward. And really, on my What's Next, if it looks pretty clear, I'm going to start shortening up these What's Next videos and giving you the most logical options and what I think is going to happen. And to be honest, next for Joe Smith, I believe it's either going to be a mandatory defense against Anthony Yarde from the United Kingdom, or it's going to be a unification bout with Arthur Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev is what Joe Smith would rather do. And I think the WBO and all the governing bodies working together are going to allow Joe Smith to do that if the fight can be made. And if it can't be made, I believe the WBO will enforce their mandatory of Anthony Yarde onto Joe Smith Jr. Either way, I think Joe Smith's facing a tough challenge. So Beterbiev, that fight's currently in negotiation right now to unify belts with Arthur Beterbiev. Beterbiev's coming off a 9th round knockout win over Marcus Brown. Both these guys want a unification bout, as they not only want to be an undisputed champion at 175, but they, more importantly, want Canelo Alvarez, to come looking their way. And, becoming a 3-belt holder is a very attractive option for Canelo, who's already won a title at 175 before, but I'm sure would love to attempt to become an undisputed champion in a second weight class. So, the other option, Anthony Yarde, is the mandatory. He's coming off of a 4th round TKO of Lyndon Arthur in their rematch, as that made him the mandatory challenger. And right now he's just waiting to see if he gets the crack at Joe Smith Jr. But again, I think that's a tall order for Joe Smith too. Anthony Yarde hits, and he hits hard, and I think he's ready. I think that's going to be an all-out dogfight right there if those two guys square off. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens here for Joe Smith Jr., as it looks like it's going to be a big fight either way. I really don't think there's any other options. I don't see it. I don't see the WBO allowing Anthony Yarde to wait around if the fight with Beterbiev does not get made. But I do believe it will get made. I believe Joe Smith, maybe towards May or June, will be attempting to unify belts against Arthur Beterbiev. There is an outside shot, of course, that Canelo could be interested in one of these two fighters. I doubt it. I doubt Canelo fights one of these two guys next, Beterbiev or Joe Smith. But you never know. And that always, these weight classes these guys are lobbying, like I said, for world titles. But most importantly, they're lobbying for a Canelo Alvarez fight. So, again, a unification bout with Beterbiev would be huge. But a showdown with Anthony Yarde would be fun as well. I mean, that would be an all-out slugfest. And I really hope one of those two fights happens. I believe they will. I believe if Beterbiev doesn't get worked out, then the WBO will mandate and order Anthony Yarde and Joe Smith Jr. for the WBO title. So we'll see what happens, but Joe Smith should have something big coming up. So that's it. That's the What's Next on the reigning WBO light heavyweight champion at 175 pounds, Joe Smith Jr. of the United States. I hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth.